Akko here, welcome back to FTB Infinity, episode 11. So episode 10 was a world download, and I've done quite a bit of stuff after the episode, but before the world download. I've just done the world download a minute ago, just before the start of recording of this. There's a strong box. I've set the world spawns here, if you download my world, so you should spawn in right here. There's a strong box sat on top of the travel anchor there with all my gear in it. If you want to have a look at my, if you want to use my gear, if you want to have a look at my world. So as you can see, things have changed quite a bit. I've got loads of stuff to do this episode. I've got a massive list of things I need to get through. We've got some little jobs to do. It's that episode where I start looking at the little stuff that needs doing so I can carry on. I'm going to talk to you what I've done between episodes though, and there's quite a bit, I'm afraid. There's quite a bit. As you can see, I'll start over here. I made some turbine housings just made a few to start off, seeing where they're going to go. And I've got a couple of thoughts here, so I'll get to the towers in a minute, and I'll just look at where the reactors are going to go first. So these cobble blocks, if you remember, are where my RF storage, my Draconic Evolution RF storage is going to be, which, if I was quarrying the end, we could probably have by now, to be honest. But I'm trying to let this quarry finish in the deep dark that I've got going. Yeah, this is where the turbines are going to be, so they kind of stick out quite a bit. They'll come out from the side, the tower, the castle. Remember, this castle is going to have an outer skin. This is just, all this lab blocks is just the inner skin. It's going to have an outer skin. At the minute, I'm thinking of doing it with thalmic blocks and warded glass. So Thalmcraft stone. You can chisel that now as well. So I can have a bit of pattern in there with that. I think it's going to be a Thalmcraft castle on the outside, but tech on the inside. The way I'm planning on doing this is, all I really want in here is power and AE. Everything else, so I keep saying it, I say it all the time, everything else is temporary. Everything else is going to be up here. And what I'm going to have is, I'm going to have a lot of spatial A pylons up here, and I'll have a couple of ME drives full of spatial cells that I can actually go into. So rather than bringing the cell back out, because not everything can be transported out of a cell, for example, a tier 6 blood magic altar, which is going to fit in one, you can teleport everything out apart from the altar itself. So is it tile entities, I'm guessing? I think everything else is just a block. So you can transfer blocks in and out, but the actual altars stay behind. So rather than transferring the cells in and out, I'm going to use a method for getting meat into the cells. So that's what we're going to do there. And last episode, I did this little teleporter thing. We're not going to use this. This is good, but we're not going to use it. I'm going to jump in there for a second. I'm going to have one of them as my get around thing, using ender pearls. But I'm going to use the RF. I've started playing the Pathfinder HQM pack, and it's got RF tool teleporters in, and that's what I'm going to use to get around places. It uses RF, which I think is great for the build, because it's going to be an RF heavy build, as we have mentioned plenty of times. So yeah, I did this little quarry, didn't I? I did a little 2x2. That was a starter quarry in here. I have since set up another one. It's a 10x10, 10 chunks by 10 chunks. Big quarry going right out. Oh, a couple of nodes I've got marked off. Okay. Any of these terror? Could do with a bit of terror. There's one over there. Let's turn the map on. Yeah, this is a 10x10. Once I've done this 10x10, we should have enough resources to keep me going. Well, in fact, I've got enough resources now. I just don't want to stop it halfway through. Let's get that terror on order. Perfect. Terror, of course, gets used up by repair, and so that's why that's getting hit a bit. I could do with a bit of Pediccio. Just a bit over here. So yeah, because there's a magnum torch in here, you can see there's nothing really spawning, which is really useful. That is not where it says it is. What's that saying there? Pediccio 20s. That's an overworld one, I think. It's certainly not here, is it? So we don't know what that's about. Anyway, we'll leave that. I've got a little bit. So back to the tree. So I'm going to leave that there for now. Once that quarry is done, I'm going to put the quarry back into the end so we can get loads more draconic ore. So right, let's go over here. I've seen far too much. These are very nice item buffers. What I've been doing in here is, from the quarry I keep getting loads of this stuff, dense. I've got loads of it. I mean, look at that. Let's just go with the iron for now. It's an M again, Christ. So I'll put all that iron in there. I don't need all of it in it. There we go. And here you can see each one of these becomes 4. So this is, if you put these through a sag mill, you actually get 4 times back. Why are you not pushing? You should be pushing into there. Oh, it must be on the other side from where I had it. So I've moved this down from the other side, of course. There we go. That's going to push them into there. As you can see, every single dense ore gets me 4 iron ore, and then I can chuck that back. So get rid of that dense for now. I can chuck that back into the system here, and then they go straight, of course, into the draconic chest, which is processing. I'm just getting two ingots per, so it's not a big deal. I'm not getting like the bonus items and stuff, but that's not a big issue at the minute. It is for one item though, and I have started pulling ferrous out of here. So I've got 306 ferrous, and I'm going to have to start doing ferrous through the induction smelter, because if we find it, ferrous with cinnabar gets me 100% chance of a shiny. I have had no shiny ore at all from the deep dark. If you look at ores, so if we look at shiny, we'll see here there is shiny ore there. If I press R on it, it shows me I can get it from smelting nether platinum ore, or from a laser drill. Nether platinum ore, nether platinum ore. There, it doesn't actually show that it's well gen. Now if we look at the nether platinum ore, look how we get that. Should have done it off there actually. No, it's not doing it off there. Okay, let's try that again. Platin, never platinum ore. Press R on that one. It's not doing a thing, so it's not showing me that on either. Okay, that's there. Because I've not had any of that from the nether either. Most of the ores, what I was looking for there, if you press R, it shows you that thing there, so it shows you where you're getting the ore gen from. But that nether platinum ore was not included on that, and that wasn't shiny. So I don't know if that means it's not spawning or what, but I'm not getting any. I've not had any. I've not had a single piece yet, so I need to start getting shiny, because of course Endarium uses shiny, and everything needs Endarium. So that is an issue that we need to deal with. I made a IO port just because I've upgraded one of the cells. I upgraded the ingots one to a 64k. And it was a little bit slow because that's all manual. That's one of the little jobs we need to do. We need to get that hooked properly to the A network so I can craft on demand my processors and pure stuff. So that's one of the first things we'll get hooked into the bigger A network that I'm going to start building very soon. All these are 4Ks. That one, the organic, you can see is full. It's red there. It's full, which is why I've got loads of organic stuff spilling across into here. Magma cream, nether wart. All this organic stuff should be going to there, but it cannot go in because it's full. There's something else I need to get on and show you, is this little add-on here. I made another ME drive, but I've got nothing in it yet. And a couple more. I've got a Found Craft, a Witchery, and a Britannia. That's just transferred the chest from down there that had the mod specific stuff. So that's got my shards in it and stuff. That's got flowers. That's got some of the Witchery loots that we'll get to later in the series. Planning to, you know. So that's what that's about. And that one's got dirt in it. The reason I needed some dirt for crafting, at one point I had a big trodden dirt path right around here, but I didn't like the look of it from down below, so I got rid of it. I was doing a little 3-wide trodden dirt path. Trodden dirt is so nice. If you've not seen it, it's from Britannia. I'm just going to show you it really quick, because I've got a load in here. I made a path round, and if I get some grass, it really highlights how cool it is. If you watch my other series, you'll have seen this on Resident Raz, but I know everyone doesn't watch all series. So trodden dirt, it's kind of recessed a little bit. So if you make paths with it, you get this real nice edge. So it's got this little lip there, and when it's a wider path, you get a little shadow either side of it as well. Looks really nice. Looks really good for building. So yeah, that's that. This shovel don't work on it though. Watch, look at that. Shovel don't work on it. Weird. So I'm going to break that with not a shovel. And you make that stuff with a bit of coarse dirt and sand. Coarse dirt is just dirt thrown into the mana pool. Speaking of the mana pool, while we're talking about it, I've got a full mana pool down there, down to the north. There, it just keeps filling up off them flowers. So rather than just have it full, not doing anything, I made some mana cookies, which are just cookies thrown in there. Mana cookies just fill your bar from full empty to full. So they're a real nice, no messing around food thing. What? Rotten heresy and chocolate. What's that? Infusing a Delicious mana cookie. That's new. That's not the first one I've ever eaten either. That's weird. Okay, I've got a Got an achievement. Very strange. So yeah, even if you have like 0 health, then it'll take you to full. So they're very nice. Very nice thing to use. Let's unselect that. Wow, look at that, I can move it around. Did not know I could move them around. Oh, it's gone. How very odd. Let's not dwell on that, I'll get sidetracked. So yeah, and because I needed some dirt, I'll show you how I got it. I needed a shovel, so rather than just make any old shovel, I thought I might as well just crack on and make a wyvern one, which will upgrade later to a draconic. Hello. I'll have you. I don't know why, because you're going to attack me anyway, won't you? So I thought I'd best deal with you. And you. Let's quickly show you this then. Shovel the wyvern, it used a couple of draconium ingots, energy core and a wyvern core on a diamond shovel. The energy core is a draconic core with redstone draconium ingot round. That's like the thing we're going to make for the energy storage. That's basically what it is. And then a wyvern core that uses a nether star. So this shovel's got a nether star in it. And these can be, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be upgrading this to the draconic one at some point. Then we'll be upgrading that, combine it with a sword and a pickaxe to make the draconic staff of power, which will be our ultimate endgame tool, which is just ridiculous. And it's got loads of options. The first option we need to look at, if we press C, no, not if we press C, if we press shift and right click, you see the size at the bottom left there is changing. So I can have it so it digs 3 by 3 or 1 by 1. Very nice. Dig speed multiplier, I'm not sure I changed that, to be honest. Shall I try control? No, I'm not sure. That's set to 1 anyway, that makes it nice and fast. And then if you press C, you can actually get into here. You can also change them things in here. So dig speed multiplier there, look, I can slow it right down if I wanted to. Or have it at full 1 there. And then size, I can change it to 3 by 3, 1 by 1. Very nice. And then this item inventory, this is really cool. This is where its enchants are, so you can take the enchants in and out. So I've just taken the efficiency and the silk touch off it. So then I can go like that. I've got a heart off that magma thing. If I want silk touch off this, I can just take silk touch off it for a second, and then if you look at it now, it's not got it. And then if I press C again and click on it again, go to inventory, I can put the silk touch back in. It's got silk touch again, so you can use your enchant books like that. Very nice, and it's very fast. So I wanted some dirt, so oops, set to 1 by 1, 3 by 3. There we go. I wanted some dirt, so I used it to get myself plenty of dirt, real nice and quick. Ridiculous, eh? So that is the first of our draconic tools, which we should be having a lot of. So I just wanted to show you that really quick. So that's one thing off the list. Envy. He's got an envy shard. I don't care for it. You can keep it. While we're down here, I'm going to jump into the other nether portal. Other nether book, which is this one. And I've done a little bit of work on the spawner here. I brought some cursed earth. I think I maybe showed that last time. I changed the water thing here. I need to catch all this. I'm wasting loads of XP here, but I don't really need it, so I'm not really bothered. I'm wasting loads of it. It's a bit loud. Put cursed earth down. I think I showed you that. I got some of this blood. I'll show you where I got it from. Just around here and down there. There we go. There's a little pool of blood here. There it is. So I've grabbed some of that and put that in there. So if I get set on fire, I can stand in that. So that's like water for the nether. I believe it's added possibly by Natura. So that means if I stand in that and any of the blades hit me, then I don't actually stay on fire. I just go out. Don't want to get too close because I'm going to step on them diamond spikes that I put in. So I had this running with cursed earth, and I needed a way for it to kill stuff, and I wanted the ender skulls. So we've got the fans at the back there, of course. Trunk loaded this. So we've got fans. See the fans at the back? So that pushes the mobs to the spikes. It spawns more skeletons because there's a skeleton spawner there and a blaze spawner. So we're getting more blazes and skeletons than we are other stuff, but it's spawning other stuff as well. We've got chunk loaded set in a line X, so it's just 3 lines across, 3 chunks across. And I've got just my vacuum hopper and my ender chest here, sending things back to the overworld. Very loud. come out of there because it's too loud. So that has been getting me loads of stuff. We need a massive amount of wither skulls. I think it's going to be a talky episode, isn't it? I've got so much stuff to do though. So many jobs that need doing. So this is the other end of that. Eventually, everything is going to be using these. I've decided everything is going to be using these dimensional transceivers. I'm not going to have any ender chests this playthrough, apart from the one that my ender pouch connects to, which is down by my bed. So this is temporary. But what I've got in here at the minute, I've got 2 transfer nodes on it. This one is an inverted filter. So these filters really simple to make, just like that. And if you combine them in your crafting square with a redstone torch, it inverts them. Bit of orange wool, it makes it so they ignore MBT, and a stick, it makes it so they don't ignore metadata. So the metadata is your ID number at the top there. So what we've got here, we've got the same filter in both, apart from this one is not inverted and this one is inverted. So basically what this is doing, this one is taking any stone swords, and because it's ignoring metadata and MBT, it'll take any stone sword. It doesn't matter if they are, well, they're not enchanted anyway, but it doesn't matter if they're enchanted or not. It's taking any golden swords, necrotic bones, arrows and bows and a couple of other things. It's just taking them straight out of there and putting them straight into the trash. So that's binning all stuff that I don't want to in there. And then because this one is the same filter but inverted, that's taking anything but that and it's putting it into the system. So I can chuck anything in there, and if a stone sword is going to go into the trash, so are arrows, whereas the bones are going to go into the network. So if we look in here, look at skulls, you can see we've got 84 wither skeleton skulls. Look how awesome that is. We are going to make very soon an automatic wither spawner, and I don't know how I'm going to have it. Itchy beard, sorry. I don't know how I'm going to have it, but we're going to have an automatic wither spawner because we need so many nether stars that it needs to be done. So if you picture all these have nether stars in, and not the core, is it? It's the wyvern core. So everything that's got a wyvern core. So every awakened core we need, every draconic energy core, flux capacitor, the armor, resurrection stone, we'll be needing them, the dislocation thing that I've already made, the energy cores that we're going to need. Everything needs nether stars, so we're going to need a lot of them. Right, so that's that. I think that's pretty much most of what I've done, apart from the build. I'm going to talk about the build now. Just when I finish doing this, there we go, look at that, see that, all them ores. Need to get all this automated, need to get the processing up and running. That's not doing much at the minute, neither is that. Couple of things I've moved around in this room. There's a snowball thing that was making me cinnabar, that of course I've been using at the minute. That's been generating witch slags that I'm not really using, but it gets me a block of redstone every redstone ore, so I'm still going to do that because I need loads of redstone. I've got a bit of cinnabar there, so let's get a bit more uranium because we ain't got a great deal processed. If you look at this from that quarry, I've got a massive. I'm not in trouble for yellorium anymore or uranium, but I'm still processing it to get 4 from each. Because why not? That is one thing I'm doing with this. Well, the other thing I want to do with this though is of course get ferrous. So how much have we got processed uranium? We've only got 62. We ain't got a great deal, have we? So I won't make any ferrous, any shiny just yet. I'll use this. No, I will. I need some. I do. I'm going to have to share this out because we want to start getting more cinnabar. And more cinnabar means we need to upgrade this machine that's processing. So we're getting cinnabar, of course, from processing cinnabar ore with jelly cryothium, yeah. And for that, there we go. And for that we need niter or saltpeter. And for that, the way we're going to get the niter is we are going to have to pulverize sandstone and get a 40% chance, but I want that to be a resonant pulverizer so we get more chance on that. So I'm going to set up a little system that could ban the nether, but I'm going to set up a little system that gets a niter. Eventually we're going to be getting this off bees, so it's not a permanent thing, but we're going to set up a little system. I had the same in my direwolf world. That's going to get us a barrel full of niter for making the cryothium, for making more cinnabar, which we then are going to use to process our ferrous ore. So let's have 10 of them to start with, and then what you're going to see here is every one of these gets me a shiny, and with that of course we can make a Endarium blend, There we go. Alloy smelter, get us Enderium base, combine with other stuff to get Enderium ingots, which we can then craft resonant machines and all the other good resonant stuff that we need, such as Ludicrate, which we need resonant ender blocks for. There we go. For our turbines, everything leads back to this. This is a potentially dangerous bottleneck that I need to sort out. So that's the machines, and then I've brought my cobble and stone gen up here, and I've decided this is what I always do. If you've seen any of my series before, I've got a cobble gen there feeding cobble up and to the right, so cobble goes into there and it goes into this pulverizer, which turns it into sand and puts gravel as a bonus material just into a barrel underneath it that you can't see. There goes a barrel there that's got gravel in it. Let's put a void filler on that when it's full. This puts the sand up and to the right, so it fills a barrel full of sand, and it puts sand into this furnace, which cooks it into glass, which puts the glass to the top. So I've got, from these 4 machines here, I've got a barrel full of stone, cobble, sand and glass, and then eventually, when we get lava from bees, I'm going to put an obsidian one on the end here, which is just another ignis extruder set to obsidian, because we need a lava feed for that. So that's what I've done there. I moved the Downcraft infusion thing just up here. In between each of these floors, by the way, there is 3 blocks. So I've got 3 high space. As you can see in here, I put all them candles down here, put loads of skulls and them crystals. So this should be pretty stable in a minute. Again, though, all temporary because it's not down. It's not E. It will be. It'll be tuned into the E pretty soon, but once we get to applied energistics, but not just yet. So right now, quick talk about the build. I didn't want to leave it as it was for the world download, so I've kind of built the towers a bit. They're really basic. Let's talk about the towers. So they're really basic. The reason why I like this Tyrian so much, by the way, is because it's connected textures. Most stuff when you do carpenter's blocks, the textures don't connect, like we've got here. So with the lab block, I actually like it on this effect though. I think it looks alright the way it has them squares. I like it in there as well. So this is just a little test. I've actually run out of carpenter's blocks. So that's why I kind of overuse Tyrian, because you can cover it with covers real nice and it stays textured very well. Whereas, for example, if I was doing this, anything that was a cover would stand out because the connected texture don't work when you use it for multi-block, whereas this does. So that's why I use that a lot. There is some other nice Tyrian stuff though that I want to use as well. There's these blue ones are all really nice. Them 3 blue ones are all pretty cool. I want to try and use a bit more, but for now I've just done like this. This is just a symmetrical pattern upwards. Each one's the same, or will be. So I've used a little bit more carpenter's blocks on this one. So this is what it's going to be inside. So each room is kind of going to be pretty. These are just Tyrian covers, by the way. Each room is going to be smooth walled like this, and these are each going to be rooms dedicated to E crafting, mostly I think, in here. This is all going to be power in E, nothing else, like I said, and it's all going to be smooth like that. I think that'll look alright. I think that actually adds to it rather than takes away from it, having them squares. So that's each of these are all the same. Oh, I did one other thing. I brought them little farms up here because I kept getting trodden on, and I automated them. So I've got 4 harvesters, and I've got a trans-dimensional receiver there that's sending the items into the E and pulling power from the main base power that we did last time. So I've got wheat, netherwort, reeds, and a little bit of cotton. Not going very quick, the cotton. Not going quick enough. We're going to need loads of wool for the A cables, for example. So yeah, that's going to be an issue. So now that I've covered everything that I've done. So there's nothing in this room. The top is just exactly the same as the bottom. So it's just got that same pattern, that same curve and across, and you can see it's all centered around the level where the reactors are. So the reactors are right in the middle, and of course the draconium storage things will be right in the middle. So this room is symmetrical, round and up and down. So everything matches. Yeah, it should look alright when it's done. It might not look alright. And then on the outside, it's been testing a couple of things. These have got the lines going in, which I think kind of looks alright if I put glass around it and stuff. And then this one, a bit different. That's got a circle going round. So we'd have the reactors, the turbines covered with a circle going round. But then this one, and it's got nothing, and I kind of like that one best. So I might just put, so the turbines are kind of like hanging through a glass wall. We'll have to see once I get it all built up. The turbines do stick out quite a way. They do stick out the side quite a way, so we'll have to work out how we're going to tidy that up on the outside. And yeah, and then everything else, as I've said earlier, is going to be up on here in spatial storage. So yeah, that is the plan for the build. Let me know what you think. Kind of looks a bit basic at the minute, but it'll come together. The way it is, it's going to have to come together in time because I just can't get it all done quick enough. We've got a bit of shiny. Let's have the rest as uranium. So we need, of course, to keep powering the signal. Nothing stops the signal. Right, so now I actually need to get on with building some stuff. What do I need to do? Oh, so much stuff. Let's look at the list. We're at the point where I need to look at the list. So come back to the start. Still doing no status doubling, but if you're looking here, I've got, it's not an issue at the minute. I've got nearly 4,000 ore to process using fortune, and I've got loads of charged as well, so that's not a big deal at the minute. We will get that eventually though, in case we need it. Not started with the bees yet. I mentioned last time we're not doing laser drills. Need to get onto the bees. And that's the way of getting shiny, of course, for the bees. Farms, I've moved into here, so that's okay for now. I need a tree farm still, so I have to put tree farm separate. I have to put tree farm. I've got no wood. I'll put tree farm there. I'll come back to that. This page, Ludicrate, needs to get shiny for Endarium to get that going. Remote order. I've not really got the setup how I want my controllers yet for that, so I can't do that just yet. RF tools regen. A couple of RF tools things I'm going to get into. As I said, I've been playing Pathfinder, and we're going to use these matter transmitters and receivers and dialing devices for our teleportation around the base, into the storage cells, and to places like the end and stuff. That's one thing I want to do. And there's also a thing called shield projector might be interesting as well. There's also a thing called, oh man, what's it called? It's called a something generator. I'm gonna find it. I might just randomly check it like this. And it can give regen and stuff. So that's something else I want to get. I want to have a look at. These things go in it, and that'll tell me what it's called. These things go in there. Look. So we've got regen module goes in the environmental controller. Environmental control. There it is. So I want to get one of them made. Ooh, that's nice, isn't it? So pretty much it's a beacon. It's an RF powered beacon by the look of it, because it's got the same stuff, saturation and stuff. So yeah, that's something I want to get on with. Need to get on with blood magic because I want to use teleposer to move these factory managers. So I have to rewrite all these. So I've got, of course, 2 there, 1 there, and 1 over there. And with a teleposer from blood magic, which is pretty high up in blood magic. This guy, it's you need tier 4 for it, really. I think tier 4 all yet. So I need to get quite into blood magic. I kind of wanted spatial storage for that, but we'll have to see. I might have to build an altar up there until we get ready for spatial. So I might have to put an altar up on the top, and for that I'd like to have saturation and regen on tap, of course. So that's something we need to get on with. Draconic shovel, I mentioned. I was going to get the bow made. I actually have decided I'm not going to do that. I want to save my ingots because I want to get this storage thing made. So I mentioned that. We've made the shovel. I'm not going to make the bow just yet. I'm going to stick with my bone bow for now. I mentioned shiny. That's a priority. To make the storage thing here, we need a grand total of 1962 draconium ingots. If we're looking here, I've processed all the ones I had, and we have got 622. So we're about a quarter of the way, and that was from about 75 blocks. Fortune them all, of course. That was from about 75 ore blocks. So if I get the quarry back in the end, we should be able to get enough to build this big storage thing pretty soon. I've got that much ore. I could do it now, but I just want to finish that quarry as it's going. You might as well let it finish. That's 1962 draconic ore needed. Cookies I mentioned. Cyanide reprocessor. That's another way we can use. Our waste from our reactor to power it. So let's look at how much cyanide we've got. So we've got 497. So I want to make really quick cyanide reprocessor. This is going to need water and power. Let's get this thrown together. I want 4 of them, and that needs none of them. Okay, that's good. So 1 of them, 4 of them, and see, nice and easy to chuck together. I might have the other bits ready. I have. Awesome. We've got 1 cyanide reprocessor, and that's going to need power and water. So it's going to want to be up there, and it's going to want. I'll make a couple of these buffer things because they're quite cool, quite useful. So for stuff like this, I've got a great deal of stuff to process. And a couple of chests. 1, 2. And then a couple of these buffer boxes. 1, 2. There we go. I'm going to need some energy. And then I'm going to need a bit of pipe for the water. We've got 5, might not be enough. Let's make a bit more. I have not got enough stone in there because it's all crashing at the minute because this isn't connected to the network. Let's yeah, I don't think 5 will be enough. I need a bit more transfer pipe. Just like that. Bloop. And now I can go bloop. Get a bit more of that. Excellent. And we can quickly, just in case I do run out of uranium before I process it all. It looks like I've got a massive amount of uranium at the minute, but it's because I don't plan to quarry again. I plan to move on to the bees after this quarry is done. So I'm a bit dubious about using it all. You know what I mean? That makes sense. So one thing I need to do in here, two things I need to do in here. One is connect the power to this. So temporary power lines all will be. I don't like that. Yes, I do. I do like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's go like that. And then I just need to run this water line over. Bit messy. I like the way they connect to the pipes, even though it's not doing anything, it bothers me. Oh man, there must be an easy way of doing this. So messy. So messy. Oh, that was wrong. Because that did certainly need that extra piping that I made. Just because I don't like the way that connects, I don't think it's causing me any trouble, but I'm just going to click them 4 times so it doesn't connect to anything. So when it's that white mark there, that means it will connect to pipes of itself, but nothing else. What are you doing there? Don't even need you, do I? Oh, you. Alright, because I just want like that instead. Okay, so that's connected then to power and water. So what we should get in here now is, if I say the bottom, do the bottom, please put me in water from the bottom. That's the bottom, isn't it? So I'm guessing it's looking for it. Please look for it. And then in and out. There we go, we've got water now. In and out. So what I can do is grab all this cyanite. We're going to need plutonium for other stuff as well. But grab all this cyanite. We're always going to get more cyanite because it's our waste products from the reactor. Turbine housings use it, so I'm going to need cyanite for that. And so do the blades, so we don't need plenty. But plutonium we use for ludicrate, turbine controller. Is that it? We don't use it for much. And we can use it for power. The power's the same as the yellorium ingot does. So there's no point in having it just sat in there doing nothing. Might as well bang it all in here. And for every 2 of them, we're going to get 1 plutonium. So that's going to feed into there if I set this to push. So these little buffers are really cool because they have the same configure that the Endurio machines have. So this one I can set to pull. So there we've got a little 9-slot chests that have got automatic pull and push on them. Very cool little blocks. So there's one little job done. We have got that processing, so we've got backup power. Niter I mentioned, I need to set that up, so I'll probably set that up now. I need to get wood, I need to get wool, I need to get a tree farm, so I'd actually put wood there already, so that's what I meant by tree farm. Right, I'll cut now. I'm going to get some bits together. I'm going to get a pulverizer made. Now I've got a little bit of shiny. I'm going to get a resonant pulverizer made so we can start pulverizing sandstone. I'm also going to make ignis extruders to make the sandstone, and a pulverizer to pulverize the sandstone, and a cyclic assembler to craft the sand into sandstone. So I'm going to make a few machines. I'll be back when they're done. We are 34 minutes in, so this is going to be a long episode because there's a couple of things I definitely want to get done before I finish this episode up. What I've made here, I've done one thing wrong. I've made 2 resonant pulverizers. I only needed 1 really, but I made 2. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I'll make them all resonant at some point because you can make them quicker. The 10 shiny that I've got 16 enderium there, and I've got another 16 there. So what do we need in this again? We need ender pearls, of course we do. If I get some ender pearls, which we've not got many of, I need to get enderman in the spawner again, or automate my ender lily farm, one of the two. So I've not got that going yet. So that 10 shiny got me enough for 40 endarium, which is a nice start, to be honest. Let's add that to the... Quite busy in there, isn't it? The old ingots cell. If you saw my Direwolf series, I used single storage cells with a monitor, and this series I plan to go with a deep storage for every ingot at some point, just so you know, for the future. There we go. I think I've got everything I need here to get me... Oh no, I've not. I'm missing something. I'm missing a Java barrel. I've got none. Okay. Jabba. I'm going to need a chest, so I ain't got any of them. I'm going to need, bam, one Jabba barrel. Thank you, thank you. So, up here, little system here we are going to have, so I'm guessing, one of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to be across there then, I guess, yeah. So, first up we need an Ignis extruder. Ignis extruder is going to produce us lava and, it's going to produce us cobble using water, bosh, and lava, which I think I should have in my bag. Let's double check. Let's find that. Is it in here in the tool bag? I hope it is. There it is. A nice portable tank with lava in it. Always useful to carry a bit of lava. You don't know when you're going to need it. So there we go, and that's going to make us cobble. I'll get rid of all that and just have the right as the output. We're going to send that into a pulverizer. That we're going to pulverize that into sand. So clear all that. We want in from that side. We want sand going out that side. And what we're going to have to do is we're going to have somewhere to put the gravel, because it's going to get the bonus gravel once it's working. I guess before we do anything else, we need to connect to the power. One of the reasons why I need so much Niter, of course, is because all these cables I plan to have as the upgraded ones eventually. I plan to have these as the only cables in the base, these cryo stabilized flux ducts, because they look awesome. No other reason. Well, the fact that these can do 8,000 hour for tick throughput, which is pretty good. So I'm probably not going to need much more than that. But the fact that these look awesome, they can do unlimited, means I'm going to go with them. So there we go, we're getting sand. That's our first step. We need sand. Cyclic assembly. We're going to take that sand in. We're going to make a crafting pattern here. How do we do this again? Configure input, output, and I want an input from the back as well. No, I don't. From the top. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that. I'll have that as a green. I'll have that as a purple. Separate lines. Good stuff. And I'll tell you for why the top one in a minute. That's going to start bringing sand in. I'm going to want 4 sand. From a sandstone. And do I put that there? There we go, yeah. I'm going to tick that. So now, that is now a schematic for sandstone. That's just 2 bits of paper and a bit of blue dye, so a bit of lapis, whatever. And now that's making me sandstone, excellent. And that's going to try and output to the right. This is where our second pulverizer goes. Our second pulverizer is going to bring that in and pulverize. This is where we want these in. These are our augment upgrades. What these are going to do are going to give us more chance of a bonus item here. And the bonus item, of course, Niter. So if we look at the production of Niter there, see, that's how we're going to get it eventually, from unstable combs, which come from, I don't know what bees they come from. That's how we're going to get it eventually. But for now, we're going to get it through 40%, and then I think that's an extra 4%. I don't think there's a cumulative, so I think that's an extra 45 on top of the 40, so it'd make it for about 60% chance, wouldn't it? 45. So if it was 50% on the 40, it'd be 60%, wouldn't it, total? So it's not additive to that 40, it's on top of the 40. And I don't think these are cumulative. I think it's just, it takes the highest one, I think. highest level augment is used. Yeah, so 45% plus 45% on top of that base 40 is what it's got. So about 68, 58, something like that. Chance of getting Niter there. So that's all good. Problem is though, we also got sand. We need somewhere to deal with this sand. What we want to do with this Niter for now is we want to send a Niter to the right. No, that one. There we go. So the Niter is going to fill up this barrel. We can then use for making bliss powder, for making cryothium, of course. Which is what the whole point of this is. And we need somewhere to get rid of this sand. So nice and easy, what we can do. A couple of bits of conduit. We want to output the top. We'll output the sand to the top, yeah. So that should go into there, and that should push that into insert. And for some reason, I was thinking I was going to need a filter on that. I don't. So the sand gets pushed around into this bottom slot here. So that sand there has come from the pulverizer. So what we're doing is we're recycling that, so we don't get jammed up on the sand. The only thing we can potentially get jammed up on is this gravel. So what I'm going to do with that is, that's going to make a trash can, you know, easiest thing to do, isn't it? So let's make a trash can. I've already got gravel coming from the other one. Chest, and I'll tell you what I ain't got, nothing, no cobble or stone in there, which is a bit of a pain. Bit of a pain the way I've got it set up, because the quarry was just ramming everything full. 1, 2, 3 of them. It's a bit awkward at the minute, because yeah, the storage cells are just getting full of cobble, full of stone. Well, cobble and stone, because it's silk touching, it's getting stone, but because of there's a lot of actual cobble in the deep dark, so it's getting a lot of cobble as well. There we go, trash can, nice and easy. What we can do with that is, so we want that under that one there, which is the second one, which is that one, I believe. Yep, so you can see the yellow output, so that's just going to get rid of that for us. So now there we go, that is a fully enclosed, and of course I could put a storage bus on that and have that showing into the system once we get A up here, but that is just a nice little way of getting us Niter without having to mess about with quarrying in the nether at the minute. And like I said, that eventually will get upgraded and replaced with the bees that'll be getting me it. I've changed my setup a little bit, and my mouse wire keeps moving, bugging me terribly. This, by the way, I best tell you about this. This is aluminium blocks being added to chisel. Some very nice ones. This one's very nice as well. Let me get my chisel out of my bag. So yeah, we've got aluminium block, so it's just aluminium ingots. Don't really use them for much, do you? You end up with loads. We've got this nice fancy bolted plating, looks pretty cool. That's quite nice, isn't it? I should be maybe using some of this. Here's a question. Can it be multi-part? Yes, it can. Jesus, I like that. That could be a potential competition for the old Tyrian blocks there. All I've got here is caution stripes, so the black and yellow ones that I use a lot, rather than black and yellow ones everywhere. I've got these like washed out faded ones. Look alright. That'll do for now. That's what they're. Right, next thing I want to do is I want to start with a little bit of get my proper E system set up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few controllers, maybe the top layer of this, and I'm going to make one P2P tunnel. I'm going to send a P2P tunnel over here, so we've got 32 channels in here, and I want to get this and this connected to P2P. We make a lot of it off camera. I'll come back last bit of the episodes with me putting that together. Right then, my prep work is all done and I'm ready to go. I'm going to do this a little bit different than I've done it before. What I've done for now, I've not put any controls over here yet. I'm just using the same controller. I'm using the back, so I've got 32 channels out the back of there. So I've run a cable, dense cable, underneath. This is just a Fluix dense cable up there. I've got these covered with these cable facades. I use the cable anchors there from any ingot and your cutting knife. So they're all covered. You can see that one there is slightly off colour because that does not connect quite as well texture wise as these guys do, which is what I was talking about earlier, about how these connect real nice when you're using facades and stuff. Anyway, what I've done here, in fact, what I should have done, I should have made a network tool. Let's have a quick look at that. That easy enough to make. Oops. Network tool. What am I missing? I'm missing just the chest and the spanner. I'll have a spanner, and I'll have a chest, and we shall have a quick network tool. How's that? Okay, what we can do with this is, if you shift right click it, you can set it so you can so that facades are invisible while it's on your bar. Don't have to be in your hand either, it can just be on your bar. So if I go to like my pick there, so we can see there's a dense cable coming through. So it's fluix there. I've coloured it red just down here, and what I want to do now is I need some red and some green cable, normal smart cable. So I've got some, oh, it's covered cable. I want it to be smart cable, don't I? I want to make it smart. I need to combine it with redstone and glowstone. Okay, of course I do. Let's upgrade that then. Come on. So, yeah. I want all that smart really. There we go. So that's smart cable now, and I want some of it to be. What do I need of this? I'll say 16. I'll go with 16 red. We've got a bit of floral powder, floral dye, which of course is from your Botania flowers. So I've been and got a couple of them. I'll have 16 red to start with, and I'll have 8 green. Is that going to be enough green? I think, yeah, 8 greens will be enough. So there, put that on there. And I think I've got everything else. Once I get my system up and running, I shall get a paintball set up like I had in a previous series. So what I want to do here is, so I'm doing this slightly different. What I'm doing, I'm having a dedicated set of inscribers for each of the ones. What I actually need to go and get is I need 2 more silicon presses. In fact, I don't have to go looking for them at all. Let's get some iron and go like that. Get 2 iron blocks. 1, 2. And these haven't got power just yet. Once they've got power, what we can do is we can copy, oops, not that one, the silicon one, by putting iron blocks in there. That lets you get copies of any presses that you are short of. So if you're in a server and someone else has got some, then you are good if you can borrow some of them. And what I'm going to do here then is, I'll keep that on my bar for now. Let's see what's going on. I want this to go, what do I want this to go? I want to go 1, 2. Yeah, I need more. I think I'm going to need more red. I think I'm going to need more red. Let's go there. Yeah, I'm going to need miles more red. So that's just for one. If I've been a bit quiet, it's because there is a sleeping child in the room next door to me. So I'm going to be a little bit quieter than usual. And I've done this. I don't have to do it like this at all. I do not have to do it like this. What I should do is go like that. Like that. I can get rid of that one. And that one. And that one. Sweet. So that's powering them all. So these are all powered now. So what we should have done here, we've got another silicon press and a third silicon press. There we go. And I've put 3 acceleration cards in each of these. So that's a pure fluix and an advanced card, which takes a calculation, a couple of diamonds. What we can do is put a silicon in there now, and one in there. So a couple of extra presses, but what we're doing, we're going to set this so it's on level emitters. So we go, there's our level emitters. There's our first one, and then I can put a bit of cable there. So that, I'm also doing this all E. I could be using Ender IO and some other stuff here, but I want to do it all E just because. Okay, that's everything red, and then I'm going to have a little bit of green. We'll have the greens. We're going to have them there and there, and these greens are going to need power. So what we need to use first is this stuff. It's called quartz fibre. It's what you use to make the actual base cables with them guys. And what this will do, this will transfer power but not network information. So we're going to go one there, so we're connecting power to this green line, and one there. So that's all good. We've now got power to these two. Now it looks a bit confusing because I've not put any of the actual things we're going to interface with here. So I'll put them on now, make things look a bit easier. ME export bus, not got enough of them, I need more of them. I'm going to go one there, one there, one there. What we're going to want on these is, this is a logic one, so this is gold. We want gold, we want silicon, and we want redstone. In fact, I'll just set this one up on camera. I'll do them two off camera before the next episode. So in there, we're going to set that to gold. And what we should see is, there we go, it started putting gold in there because the export bus is connected to the network now. So that's going to fill up with 64 printed logic circuits, which is all good. And then on this one, we want redstone. This one is coming straight through into this one, so it's putting redstone into here in the middle. So these, by the way, top feeds this one, bottom feeds this one, side feeds this one, and the other side exports. Yeah? So we're using 4 sides of that. It also needs power. So that's what this 5th one is for. That's giving it power on these 3. These 2, I mean, power there and power there. Yeah? So that, and then the bottom one wants silicon, sending to it. So that should start putting silicon in there. Pressing them into silicon presses, cool. Then we want to get them from there into here. So now we want to get some import buses, because we're importing to this little mini network here. And we'll go one there and one there. But they need a storage to be recognised. This, without a storage, it's not recognised as a network. So what we need to do, need to break that for a second, is what I need to do first. And I'm using storage buses here. So if I put a storage bus like that, what you'll find is that little mini, that's like a little tiny network. All it's got is an import bus and a storage bus, so it's making this the storage, and it only holds 1 silicon. That's all we need in there. So this is going to fill up to 64. That's going to put one at a time in there, and this is going to fill up to 64 once we get the top one in as well. So let's put a storage bus on the top. There we go. So that's going to start making the actual logic processors. So that's all good. We are working away at them. We are getting all the 3 things sent in. Don't have to be quick because it's kind of passively controlled. And then here, what we're going to do is we want to grab one of them, and we want to set in here 64. I want to keep a stock of 64. I might have met these into base 8 at some point as well. Wish I'd do that. Wish that was a standard rather than this. Never mind. So emit when levels are above or equal to limit. That's all good. And then what we need here is a import bus. Import bus like that. And what we want in it is a redstone card like that. And we want it to be active without signal. And because there's a signal there, because we have got more, we must have more than 64 already in the network. We haven't got that. Oh, that's a lie. Equal when levels are above or equal to limit. Active, I mean. Emit when levels are above. Let's see how many we've got then. We must have more than I thought we had. Oh, we've got 80 in there. Christ. Didn't know I'd made all them. There we go. So if that drops below 64, yeah. Let's make it drop a second. These will all come in. These will be used, so it's all good. See there we are. We've dropped below, so it's going to start importing them. And I don't want no speed upgrades in this because I want it to be nice and steady. I'm just going to start importing them until it's got 64. Now, we have actually got more than 64, of course, because the way I'm doing it, it's going to have 64 of these in here, but there's also going to be 64 sat in there. So we're going to be carrying 128. Really, there's going to be 64 of them there, 64 of them there. So really, we're carrying 192, just not put together. So that there is a nice little level limiter control thing. It's using 5 channels. So because I've got this on a dense cable, we have got 32 channels to play with, and I'm using only 5 here. So 5, 10, 15, and that's going to give me all 3 of the processors fully level limiter controlled, so I never have to worry about that ever again. And whenever I need any, as long as I'm not asking for more than 128 at a time. So as long as I'm not crafting a crazy amount of stuff, then that is going to be like easy to forget. And there we go. That's all sorted. So there we go. I'm going to wrap up there. I'll do the other two off camera between episodes. So that one's going to be for the pure Certus. That one, of course, is going to be for the diamonds. So I'll have them set on probably 30, well, probably 64 of them as well. So that's all set, and we are good to go. Then all I need to do is get the pure sorted as well. So this is actually going to need a bit of crafting, because we're going to have to craft them into seeds. So we're going to, for that, have to have a crafting CPU. So that's a little bit more advanced. One of these guys, that's a core processor, not one of them guys at all. One of these, probably go straight for a 64K one. So that's a little bit more advanced to get that fully automated. And the level limiter control on that's going to be a bit trickier, if I'm being honest. Just because this thing takes about 2 minutes to actually change them into pures. I'm also going to get the golem up here with the charger thing. I might just connect the charger to the power, to be honest. There we go. I've got, now, having them automated makes making AE stuff a lot easier, because you'd have to keep faffing around getting that bit sorted. So I'll get that bit sorted. I'm going to wrap the episode up there. Thank you as always for watching. Bit of a long one, I hope you don't mind, and I hope I see you next time. Cheers, bye.